So welcome to Wedding Proz, Leanne Moran from Social Weds. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me, guys.
So, the big hot topic, based on last week's episode actually, where Brian called your industry a fad. So
I stand by that. No.
in terms of weddings, can you tell us what is a content creator?
Well, it definitely isn't a fad, Brian.
No.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
No,
we'll
you
see.
put that to
We'll
bed.
see. We'll see.
So wedding content creation, yes, it's a massive thing at the minute. And I was actually just at a wedding fair there, and it just made me realise the amount of people who don't actually know what wedding content creators do, what wedding content creation even is.
A lot of suppliers don't even know what it is.
There's a lot of misconception out there where people think it's only for those who are really into social media or those who are into TikToks. Yes, there's an element of content creation in that, but it's not the sole purpose of why you would actually hire a content creator for your wedding. I'm there to capture all those behind the scenes moments, all those moments that maybe the photographer or the videographer miss. Whether it be giving your mum a hug in the morning or getting ready with the girls, whatever it is, I'm there to capture those little bits. I like to say memories. They're the little moments that you don't necessarily want captured, but I'm there to capture them.
So it's more of while the photographer is like setting up all the shots and stuff, there's probably nothing you're setting up really, if you can stay out of the way for the most part. Is that the idea?
That's the idea, yeah. So I'm pretty much flying the wall. The photographer, videographer, they're there to capture, I suppose, the orchestrated moments where I'm capturing the behind the scenes moments.
Is that fair, Brian, to say that even? Like, you're like a bull over. I can feel you burning.
In fairness, I really don't care. I'm only like, Joe, like it makes no difference to me. You know, like we've worked together a few times. Like I'm behind the scenes as well. So like even if you were in one of my shots, like it really doesn't bother me. But I wonder, is content creator the right term then? Because content creator to me says Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
I wonder, is the label right? Is that what's misleading?
I think content creators create reels and short form videos. That is what a content creator is.
But when you think content, you think, TikTok, Instagram, where what you're doing is more, it's closer to what a videographer is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Well, actually, that's a good point. Are you shooting all of the content that you're shooting vertical, not horizontal, if you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
it's all vertical and it's all on my phone.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm not a professional videographer. Everything is sort of, it feels natural because it's on a phone and it's vertical. So that's a big difference between myself and a videographer. That's all horizontal.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask, if somebody said, like, what are the main differences between booking a content creator or a videographer? Like, what do you not get off a content creator, or you do get that you don't
The
get
most
off them?
asked question.
Yeah.
What is the difference? They are quite similar and there's a lot of similarities between both. But the main difference would be a videographer has a professional camera. They're videoing a long form cinematic film. And you're going to get that film in weeks or maybe months later. Whereas I'm there capturing the day as it is, and you're going to get the content the next day, or if not 48 hours latest.
Is that the normal kind of 48 hours?
Normal's 48 hours. I try and get everything between the next day, really. The next day I try my best.
What is everything? So what's in your package like?
All the photos, all the videos that I take. My last couple actually got 600 photos and videos of the day.
Jesus.
And that's,
Do you just send like all the clips, or do you edit a few reels, or what's the...
so I edit reels depending on their package. So it could be 3 reels up to 5, 6 reels. But I also send them all the unedited versions as well. So all the, maybe the bits I take during the day, give your mum a hug or first look or things like that. They'll be getting all that the next day.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me?
Because that's the biggest thing that photographers and videographers are scared of, is sending on everything.
Everything is like, what do you do?
No way. That's
Yeah.
not everything.
Well, most things. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
going to send them on the 2-second clip of their shoes or,
Yeah.
I'm sending them quality stuff. I'm not
Yeah,
sending
yeah.
them the table. Or
And do you edit the photos at all, or is it just out of the camera?
I would, yeah. No, I'd edit the photos as well, yeah. Not
Yeah.
all of them, but the best ones I would edit, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it that got you into this in the first place?
I suppose I work in marketing. So I've always kind of had a flair for creativity and video. And then during COVID, lockdown, like everything starts in lockdown.
Yeah.
I started walking and taking hikes, and I was like, God, Sligo is actually beautiful. And I started taking videos. and I set up a TikTok called Go West, and I just posted videos on that.
Were you allowed to be walking now when you were walking? To the picnic?
She was
how close to
within my district?
She was 5 kilometers up in the mountains.
Nobody could catch me.
No.
And yeah, it just kind of sparked from there. I was like, God, I really like taking videos and making short form content, and I made the TikTok. And then I actually seen wedding content creation coming up on my For You page on TikTok. And I was like, God, this is really good. But it was all in America. And I was like, oh, that's never going to come here.
Yeah.
It's very out of reach. I'll never be able to do anything like that. So I kind of put it at the back of my head. And then I was watching Ireland AM one morning, and there was a girl from Ireland talking about wedding content creation and how she got into it. And I was like, you know what? I could actually do this. So that evening then I set up Instagram, Social Weds. And I was like, right, I'm going to give this a stab. So I set up my first competition to get a wedding, because people need to see that you can actually do it. And went to my first wedding fair, and it all kind of just spiraled from there.
What I love about that is any of the skepticism around content creation as a new form of wedding vendor is the same as any other wedding vendor. Because I'm in a wedding band, right? I didn't go and do a level 8 in how to be a wedding band. Like, I just said, I'm now going to use the skill that I have of playing music, and I'm going to turn it into weddings. Did you go and study a FETAC level 8 in videography, or are you just a good videographer?
No.
You're just a good, well, that's actually debatable as well, probably.
I actually started years ago. I started filming my band for promos, and then you just, like that, you get more and more work, and then you end up, doing.
Yeah, because by the way, me and Brian work together as videographers outside of the wedding realm, and we work in broadcast and stuff. I started it during lockdown as well. I just started going, I'm going to figure out how to use cameras now,
Yeah.
And that's how
and he
everything
nearly
goes.
has figured out how to use the camera.
Almost there now.
Nearly
But what I mean by that is that it's as organic as any other vendor that came into the industry as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
you just kind of learn on the job, I think.
Yeah.
The more weddings you do, the more you learn, and it's just about keep going at it.
And it's confidence too in being able to do it as well, But one question I had, and I'm so sorry, you can jump in now in a second. This is just a silly question that came into my head. Do you have to tell the couple what kind of phone you have? Because if they go, I'm not going to book your man because she only has a Nokia 35 tonight. Do you have to be like, brand new iPhone 17 is what I use to do my content creation?
No, no one asks, thank God.
Yeah.
I started on an iPhone 13.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. Nothing wrong with it. And then I was like, right, okay, I need to go to an iPhone 13 Pro.
Yeah.
So I was using that for a while. Great phone, nothing wrong with it. And then I just upgraded then to 15 Pro Max.
No way.
Because I like the 3 cameras.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was doing so much research. I was like, do I go on to a 17 now? But I don't think
there isn't much difference.
There's no difference.
So battery is your main issue, isn't
Yeah.
it? And space.
Battery and space, yeah. But I upgraded to 1 terabyte now, so
She's the 1 terabyte.
I'm moving up in the world.
An iPhone.
The size of the phone, it must be massive.
It's weighing me down.
So
Her
what do you
phone
do-
is bigger than my camera now.
So what do you do about battery then? So on your phone,
I have a power bank.
Oh yeah, and it
Yeah.
works. It gets you through the day, obviously.
Yeah, the power bank is my
Do you
lifesaver.
use gimbal? Do you use a phone gimbal?
Yes, and it's really important that you do.
Yeah, you
I
think
would.
so?
Yeah, you have to.
If I don't use a gimbal, my footage is so much the quality isn't as good.
Yeah.
I'd recommend a gimbal.
Have you got a drone?
I do have a drone.
Yeah.
I don't take it out that often. It's very windy in Sligo. It's hard to.
That's the same. I never promise drone footage because you
Yeah.
can't. And even
Yeah.
on a day, a couple might think it's nice. It's still too breezy for the drone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I try, but no, it doesn't come out too often.
I know you're probably mad to jump in. I've been
No.
sharing the reason I'm sharing this meeting, by the way, is just to cut the tension between the two of
There's
you.
no tension.
No, the other question I was going to ask was, have you actually come across, so you're clearly working with photographers and videographers now.
Yep.
How do you approach that scenario as now not to call it the third wheel, but the newest vendor?
I was
that's
going to
into
ask
this?
that, like, have you, without mentioning any names, have you ever had any kind of awkward interactions?
I haven't. I've actually.
Because a spade is spade. A lot of
Yeah.
photographers and videographers just have problems with content creators. Like,
No, they have a problem with anyone new coming into the realm. They've been filming weddings
for the
20
record,
years.
I don't.
Yeah, no, Brian doesn't. I'm only
He
joking.
definitely
does.
does. Give me the eyes here.
Shut up, will you?
A bit nervous.
No, but it is funny because they've been doing the same thing for 20 years, and they've been going, well, the photographer sets the shot and I shoot behind him, and then
Well, that's
I
like
stay out of his way.
DJs when bands started doing
Yeah,
discos.
we
you
know how
like,
to interact with each other. I know, make sure there's enough space over there for the DJ, all that.
Yeah.
So, were you nervous going into that realm like, and how do you approach the photographers and the videographers when you land in the morning? Do you go, I'm going to step back, don't worry, I won't get in your way, whatever?
Yeah, well, I normally message them if I've never worked with them before.
Oh, good.
Just
That's
to give
good,
them a
yeah,
heads
yeah,
up,
yeah.
just, to say I'm coming. I think Richard actually taught me that.
Oh, fair play.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
My first wedding party, I met him.
That's
and
Richard
he told
McCarthy,
me.
yeah.
Richard
Yeah.
McCarthy, yeah. But yeah, I know, I do. Just to give them a heads up that I'm going to be there. Because I have heard stories where the content creator is in the way, and, a photographer, it's their job to get those photos for the couple for life. Really, you're going to be looking at those photos for years to come. So it's very important that you don't get in their way. So I'm very much behind the scenes, behind the photographer. Sometimes the photographer can go a bit too close where I'm trying to pull them back. But no, everything so far so good with all the photographers and videographers.
Because I think it is important for photographers and videographers out there to now recognise that content creators are, for the most part, going to be at weddings now.
You just have to work together.
You have to work together.
Yeah.
They're not even making space for you. You're making space for each other.
And there is a little bit of a blessing in disguise as well, because if a videographer or photographer missed a key moment, camera, corrupt card, battery die, whatever, you're there to pick it up. Like, that could be,
That is so true. Yeah, is.
And as a solo videographer, there's only so much you can do on the day.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of I usually go to the ceremony early to set up because of multicams and all that. So I wouldn't get the bride in her dress. I usually get that when she's walking up the aisle first. So like you're getting all of that kind of footage and the first look with a dad and all.
Like not for you, like you're getting that for them.
But then
so that,
for the couple,
so that when they end up at the end of their day going, I booked a videographer, a photographer, and a content creator. Everything was covered.
Definitely, and like I know I probably overshoot a little bit. There's a lot of videographers that give a lot less than I do. Like they do like a cinematic highlights film or whatever. But if you're working with that, you're going to get a lot of stuff that they'll miss. Like
I'm literally getting everything. Any little bit I see, I'm taking.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself following the groom around? Do you go to the groom's house at all before?
I do. Yeah. If they're close by, I'd go to the groom first, maybe. But I try and go to the bride first, then the groom. And then back to the bride.
Yeah.
What are grooms like around content creators? Do they? No, I'm just that's such a stereotypical man thing. But like me and Brian are both married. Like if I saw a content creator coming in, I would be a bit like, oh fuck, everyone's going to want to do some shots here now. What are grooms like generally since this has become a thing?
Normally they just say hi. It's the groomsmen are like, oh wow, what are you doing? What is that?
Yeah. They're the cheeky fellas. How are you going? Come on in here.
What are you doing? Because a lot of people don't really know what it is that I'm doing because it's with a phone and they're like, oh, there's a photographer, but why is it on?
And are there any trends now? Like, is there anything you do? Wasn't there something with sunglasses there a while ago where you get like loads of shots? Is there anything like that happening at the minute?
It's all sort of retro vibes now. A lot of retro filters, a lot of black and white, slow mo. Before it was kind of very fast paced content. Get all the clips in, but now it's very slow mo kind of. I don't know, like cinematic.
It's a little bit more cinematic. Yeah. And I've actually noticed that from some of the content that's popping up on my For You pages.
It's more cinematic.
It has gone that style, hasn't it?
And then I suppose in terms of TikTok, there's always a trend of the bride in the morning in her pajamas and then transitioning into her wedding dress.
So that's such a good... That brings on to the next question is, how much of those trends are you staying up with? Like, I know it's not all trend-based, but... You see that the current trend now is that the bride does a clink and she's in her wedding dress all of a sudden. Are you watching that content all the time to see what's the next one?
Yeah, and it changes daily.
That's the thing. And I think that's a big difference as well as that. I think there's something about videography and photography that's relatively traditional, and follows the same. But you have to be on it.
I have to be on it, and there's different trends daily, weekly. I don't organise a call with my bride and groom until probably a week or 2 weeks. Just because something that they wanted a month ago was gone now out of fashion.
Yeah.
And do they say that? Does the bride say, I love that new viral trend that's doing, can we do that on the day?
Yeah, of course, yeah. During our call with them, with the bride and groom, before the call, I just say, send me on anything that you want to do. Any trends that you see, or some of them don't, some of them aren't into that, which is perfect. But then some of them send me on all the way up to their wedding day. Oh, this is great, I'd like to do this. But sometimes there's too much. And there's only, they don't realise the day goes so fast. So I try to keep it simple, and the simple sort of TikToks I do with them.
And would you take on like an advisory role in terms of that then? Would you be like, I'm just going to let you know, Helen, you're not going to get through 12 TikToks. Like, would you do that?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, look, it's not going to be possible to get all them. We'll try. I always say we try because we do try, but it's never possible.
Yeah, I think sometimes they don't anticipate how much they might be pulled and dragged on their wedding day at different places.
No, yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, especially with photographers having to capture, because they have a set list of photos that they want from their photographer. So that takes priority over my TikToks.
Yeah.
So if a couple have a videographer and photographer already booked, what would be the main reasons to get a content creator, do you think? What would be the main selling point?
The main selling point would be the fact that your video and the photos, they're going to take a while to come. So the hype of the wedding is probably over at that stage. You know, you're going to get the stuff for forever, but the whole hype has kind of died down a little bit. Whereas if you're getting me, the hype is still going. You're getting the photos the next day. It could be day 2. Your friends and family are there. You could be showing them the photos. It also allows your guests to kind of relax a bit more. When I'm there, no one needs to be taking photos of you walking down the aisle or videos, because I'm taking the footage and you're getting it the next day. So your friends don't need to be worrying about taking anything, because I'm taking all the videos, all the photos, especially in the morning when the girls are getting ready. I find it the most. You know, they don't need to be videoing each other popping the champagne, because I'm videoing all that.
Yeah.
And I'm sending it to them the next morning.
So they can relax a lot more then.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about
relax.
having their phones on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the main selling point where
That's a belter. That's
because a lot
Use
of people...
that one. Use that one.
No,
Write that
no,
down.
honestly, that's actually the best description of it so far. You're capturing all that stuff that they'd be handing a phone around to capture, like.
Yeah.
You know?
So they can basically leave their phones at home.
Yeah,
They can,
which they won't, but
No,
they
they won't,
could
yeah.
if they wanted
Yeah.
to. I mean, I wonder, I think in the future of that, and this is me being on the outside of it, like, I think the future of content creation and videography and photography is that it all becomes one, like, and you all end up working together through.
Because it is all very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I think that, like, let's say if I think there should be a package. If I was getting married again, and if I keep treating my wife the way I do, by going out and recording podcasts every week, I could be. So on a Sunday evening. So I think there should be a package that is Brian, Richard, and Leanne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine if I'd forgot it already. I think there should be a package for the 3E. Like,
Yeah.
whether you can work together or not now is a different question. But I think that's the way it's going. I think couples will end up booking a media hub instead of one.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You've already seen it with some couples, with some people that are videography and photography all in one. Pink Lime is one of them, aren't they?
Yeah,
Don't they do both?
Johnny Moran, Wedding Moments.
Yeah, so
there's a few of them, yeah.
You and Richard work together all the time.
Yeah.
And I think a content creator is going to be added to that before we know
Well, it does complement the video.
It 100%
Yeah,
it does.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
100%. And it captures a different type of content
Yeah.
than what they're capturing.
And I'd say where some of the grief comes from with videographers and photographers is obviously you're nice to work with, not just saying that because you're sitting there. But like you can see where some content creators and you hear the stories come in and kind of take over.
Yeah.
And the photographer might want to set up a shot and they're like, no, I need the bride outside because we're doing so. Like you can't really be at that either.
Yeah.
And I think that's where some of the
Yeah.
you know-
But
And-
no one can though. by the
No.
No.
But
Like-
I think a content creator, like what you do, I think they just need to be in the background.
Yeah.
And have the few TikToks if it's planned or whatever, but just, be mindful that the photographer, I'm even mindful of the photographer all day because they have to get those pictures at certain times. you know.
No, they do.
So I think that's where some of that grief comes from.
And actually, videographers have learned that over the years now. That's why I was saying earlier on is that a photographer sets the shot and then the videographer is usually videoing around that photographer's shot. Because videographers have learned in the last 30 years,
Yeah.
let the photographer set when he needs to set. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump in
Plus,
front
if a photographer and a videographer, they haven't really worked together, right? The photographer spends like a half an hour getting all these nice creative shots, and then the videographer goes, well, I want to get them walking here because I'm doing drone shot. And you end up taking twice as long.
Yeah.
If they work at the same time together, it's more efficient.
Just one more. When do you go home? Not tonight. Like.
Okay, I'm off.
So so you get there, I presume, when the bride and groom or when the bride is getting ready in the morning.
But
How
what are
long
your
is-
packages?
Yeah, how long is your day?
What
Like?
would your day like?
So I arrive in the morning when she's getting ready. So it could be as early as 8 in the morning. It depends on how her day will fall. So 8 in the morning, getting ready in the morning until first dance.
Okay.
And I also offer 6-hour package. So that could just be from getting ready in the morning to ceremony
Okay.
is the
Or
main one.
So just 6 hours, doesn't matter when.
Doesn't matter when, but the
yeah.
majority of people would just be morning to ceremony.
Yeah.
And then I also offer morning all the way to dancing. So after the first dance to boogieing on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And when things start to get a bit messy,
Yeah.
I go home.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
She's still there at 3 a.m. I wish she'd stop filming me. I'm actually cooking 24 pints. God almighty. So all that is it. Where do we find it? Is it Social Weds on Instagram? Is there anywhere else you can?
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok. I have a website as well, and all my pricing and packages and everything are on my website.
How far out do people usually book a content creator?
It depends. So I'm getting bookings now for my first one came in for 2028.
All right.
So, but the majority of people, it's kind of last minute. I'm nearly the last thing for people to book.
I think it's because it's so new. I think
Yeah,
that's why.
it's new, and people want to get their venue, their photographer booked, and then they're like, oh, videographer, photographer,
Yeah.
content creator.
And then they go on to Weddings Online forum and they go, anyone get a content creator? Yeah, we did. And then they start booking it. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So, yeah, last minute to months in advance. So it just depends.
So Social Weds on Instagram. What's the website?
Social Weds.
Oh yeah, socialweds.ie.
Socialwedscontent.com.
Socialwedscontent.com.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Brian, you want to
No,
mention
I think
for us?
that's everything.
Yeah, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks very much for
I
having
hope
me.
we weren't that rough on you. No,
You're very good.
I think you sold it well, so thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
a
in.
million.
Cheers.
Touch you.